And to tell us more about North Korea's latest missile tests and what we can make of all this, Dr. Kim-Hyun-wook, professor at the Korea National Diplomatic Academy, joins us on the phone today. Hello, Dr. Kim.
Hello, how are you?
All right, so North Korea launched 2 missiles eastward on Thursday, and like we said earlier, this was regime's second weapons launch in 5 days. So what can we make of this?
Well, I think this is a very clear message of North Korea sent to the United States. I think, after Hanoi summit, things are getting worse. The United States posture towards North Korea is getting harsher and harsher, and maybe North Korea is not satisfied with that. It might want to go back to the pre-Hanoi, negotiation pattern between the United States and North Korea. But the U.S. now, the Trump government is very harsh on North Korea. Just maintain the sanctions and provide North Korea what the U.S. wants North Korea to do to denuclearize itself. Maybe from Kim Jong-un's perspective, it's not easy to accept all that kind of conditions. So I think this is a clear message to the United States: change the conditions of negotiations with North Korea.
All right, so how might this affect the food aid that are to be sent to the North? Because earlier this week, U.S. President Donald Trump, during his phone call with President Moon Jae-in, said he supported South Korea's humanitarian aid for the North to help alleviate its food shortages.
Maybe the United States had some kinds of reason to provide food to North Korea. That is to manage the risk of North Korea to test nuclear and missiles. From the South Korean perspective, the food aid is something that the South Korea wants to use to initiate the North-South détente again, and furthermore to normalize the North Korea and the United States negotiations. But now, after second missile test by North Korea, I think all these kinds of purposes of food aid by South Korea and by the United States all disappearing. Maybe for a pure humanitarian reason, food aid to North Korea is still possible. But if there are some hidden interests that these countries want to achieve by food aid, I don't think they are still available.
So the U.S. seized a North Korean cargo ship, like we heard earlier, alleging sanctions violations by the country. Now, the seizure is obviously likely to further heighten tensions between the two countries. So tell us more about this, and could we also see toughened sanctions on the North from here on out?
I think, President Trump's response was that the U.S. is, taking a look at this very seriously, and maybe North Korea is not ready for negotiations, things like that. So I think there will be no visible response by the United States. If that is the case, I think North Korea would test one more time its missiles, whether it's mid-range missiles or short-range missiles, we don't know, but I think that will be the thing that North Korea would do again, I think, in the near future. I think what North Korea wants to do is to continue testing all these missiles so that the U.S. would, change its posture towards North Korea. And the change of posture by the United States, I don't think would be something to coalesce with the conditions provided by North Korea, but rather, bolstering sanctions or going back to the military options. So I think, for the time in the future, in the near future, the tensions in the Korean Peninsula would be escalating, I think.
All right. Thank you so much for your insight today.
Thank you very much.